I'm Andrew from NZGBC Pacific and I'm a project manager here in Auckland. Communication, the ability to share knowledge, experience and lessons learned is imperative to driving meaningful change in green building and sustainability in New Zealand. Events, training and initiatives being held by the likes of the New Zealand Green Building Council, Living Futures, Property Council and Sustainable Coastlines are the key to driving change through education. I am focused on trying to increase my own knowledge base, which enables me to then pass it on to my peers, colleagues, and apply these practices into everyday life. Advocating for Green Star certification and waste minimisation are two areas of focus for myself along with the wider RDT Pacific team. One of the ways I can drive change in my role as a project manager is to drive initiatives like Green Star, the Living Building Challenge, waste minimisation and environmentally sustainable design features into the projects I'm working on. There are still misconceptions within the New Zealand construction industry regarding environmentally sustainable design and Green Star, which greatly affects the openness to certification of projects. While certification may not be wanted, having the backbone principles of these certifications enables the project to assist with a sustainable future and reduce emissions going forward. Construction and demolition waste is one of the largest contributors to total waste going to landfill in New Zealand. By taking practical steps such as promoting recycling and waste minimisation clauses in the preliminary and general specifications we issue to contractors, we employ our contractor and client to consider a sustainable future. I believe there needs to be more open communication throughout the property industry so we can start as a collective to combat some of the misconceptions and drive meaningful change. There are many lessons to be learned from the success of the Australian Green Building Council if we are able to get national government departments, local governments and the leading property development companies to start certifying all their projects. It creates this momentum. These are the areas that drive the sustainable change and the principles that can be applied to everyday life. This is not just in the built environment, but also it is critical to help us successfully achieve the goal of net zero energy emissions by 2050. Changing the way we think, we treat sustainability and we address waste is the key driver to achieving a sustainable future in all walks of life. I would like to be able to have a future I am proud of for generations to come and to bring my children into a healthy environment. One of the key drivers for the net zero emissions push for 2050 is to reduce emissions on the building sites, but we've also got to consider the wider supply chain. The issues arise with the use of equipment like diggers, cranes, trucks. The result of this is a need for increased infrastructure for alternative energy sources, which for the likes of creating power hubs. This will start enabling the shift to alternative energy sources that are sustainable. The supply chain for construction is also a large emission user in their factory material build-up. Having these two and pushing for change in these areas in the construction industry enables a whole culture shift from what we're currently doing to using alternative energy sources in New Zealand and creating a new market that is currently quite small and creating a new supply chain. I believe that knowledge sharing advocacy is the most meaningful and valuable method of learning, and it would be a privilege to be the New Zealand Green Building Council Thinker of the Year. Thank you for listening.